playing the point, but Soaz is still in pursuit. Hotshot's got the shield, trying to run away. I thought he was going to be going to the Baron pit there for a second, but Soaz maybe a little bit too overzealous, evades the stun, and we're safe once again.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Saint did gank bottom, so we did have the excellent survivability from Janet. They were able to back off, but CLG is going to be able to take this tower if they desire, and having that early tower against a really aggressive team will give them back some of that map presence. We are starting to see MoMA coming down, trying to see if they maybe dive, but nothing's going to happen there.
Yep, we saw 3 members of Against All Authority chasing after Hotshot. That was CLG's cue. Listen, we can outnumber them. We can outnumber them bottom. It's our time to push. They took the tower. First tower goes to CLG, so they got a little bit more extra money in their pocket, but they're still 2K behind.
Yeah, and we do see Lee Sin picking up this red buff. It is interesting. We do have a very defensive team from CLG. Not only will they have that mid-game fight control, but we've seen the survivability for Shen, and then Shen, that global presence will help provide some safety against ganks if we see some ganks coming down bottom. Big Fat not going to be able to hit that Flash Frost, but almost getting in some nice damage against MoMA there.
So Corky now bought himself a pickaxe. We got the BF sword. Probably got an Infinity Edge coming very soon from there. Nidalee got the Rod of Ages. A little bit of extra of everything. A little bit extra health. A little bit extra mana, some AP in there as well. So as Linek in the mid, trying to figure out what to do. Hotshot now taking his turn, free farming up top lane. Everyone's now just taking the opportunity. Let's go back. Let's buy. Let's stack up. We got what is it? We got a Wit's End on Shen. We got Anivia. We got the tier. Probably gonna be going for Archangel Staff eventually. But AAA now just gonna take the opportunity to shove mid while they can. But Dragon is up and they're wandering down, and there are no wards down there for CLG. They are none the wiser at the moment. But Big Fat LP puts down the ward. They got an idea, but looks like Double Lift is just going to go ahead and shove top while they take the Dragon. They're not even going to bother contesting the Dragon. They're out of position, and AAA is just going to go ahead and take that for free.
Yeah, so the second Dragon of the game for Against All Authority will give them that gold advantage, but Big Fat with that second tower once again provides CLG with a little bit more map control. One of the interesting item choices that I've seen so far is that we have Merc Treads for Ezreal, and it's an all-around strong item, but it's interesting because Ezreal, his role as a DPS, you can play him as poke, obviously, is his big strength, but he's also, a lot of times as team fights progress, you want to become more of an auto-attack champion, use your passive, but because they have such a strong poke team, they know they don't want to be engaged on, so they have the defensive items. Ezreal kind of maybe trying to bait out St. Vicious a little bit, being extremely aggressive in that mid lane.
I can understand the Merc Treads. I mean, we have the Sona ult, we got the Anivia stun, just a little bit of insurance. In the event I happen to get caught, I want to make sure I have a few, little extra frames, so that extra half a second may be enough for me to get away. He's got the flash, he's got the shift.
And they know that, those fights it's not their forte anyway, so why try and become an auto-attack fighter? We will see CLG, pressuring this mid lane, Hotshot getting some damage against MoMA. Doesn't have, the presence there to chase him down, prevent that TF ult, so, we'll see. I don't expect that we'll see an engage from Against All Authority. They really need to get some nice poke harass
look
out.
at Soaz, though. Soaz is in the river bush. We may try to make something happen here in mid once CLG starts pushing, just laying in wait, waiting for the engage. We do have Nocturne coming around. We may see the ult in just a moment. Spear coming in. CLG knows Nidalee is in the neighborhood. And Nocturne's waiting. Linek is waiting for his moment. Ult is up, and here it comes. Double Lift trying to Valkyrie away. Gets focused down. Right here, Soaz getting kicked right in front of the tower, but Linek is trying to get the damage he can on Big Fat. Big Fat LP barely dead, but the Janna ult clears everyone away. Just a little insurance. They couldn't get that kill they needed.
Yeah, and there it goes. CLG just has a very defensive team. They're able to defend against that aggressive, presence. Wow, that spear from Nidalee starting to get some damage. We have some damage going off in the Hotshot as well. So Against All Authority is going to be able to take that mid tower, and that's definitely, probably the most important one. But we actually have St. Vicious coming on to Soaz. They are going to be able to get out of there with TF, with Janna. Yep. But now they do have control of CLG's blue. We'll see whether or not they can take this. At the very least, it'll be very difficult for Anivia to get it. But CLG pressuring him out.
CV from CLG going down by their blue. They know what was going on. And AAA is still hanging around a little bit, but there is a ward in that bush. They do know they're around. And everyone's just very content going back to mid. Hotshot just going back to top lane. He does not have his ult, though, so if he decides to go top, he will not be able to get down in time just as quickly. But AAA, they really got what they needed in that last team fight. They didn't get the kill, but they got a tower. But Linak actually being caught out a little bit by CLG.
Yeah, and so CLG is actually going to be in great position. Should be able to steal this pretty easily. There it goes, Saint smiting it. So keeping that off of TF, that's definitely going to provide them some great presence as the game progresses.
So right now, CLG now trying to reassemble, going back up in the mid. AAA has to defend the mid tower now. Wall comes down.
soAaA
getting a little bit caught out. Quite a bit of damage. True shot coming down, but double lift. The tides are being turned on him. He has the Valkyrie away. So close. Every single time. They just cannot get what they need.
Hotshot going to try and block for him.
These last two team fights, like they almost had Anivia, they almost had Corki, but they're just barely getting away. But soAaA not content with that, going around the enemy jungle to see if we can't catch anyone out of position. Looks like Yellow's just going to go down to bot lane, free farm a little bit, possibly take the tower. Everyone's now post-team fight, just scattering a little bit, going back to town, getting your health back up, possibly some items. You got Ezreal has the Bloodthirster right now, so he's got that. Corki does not quite have the
soAaA top getting some nice damage off of the hotshot.
That is some good damage. That's nice damage. But look at that top tower, very low. Nidalee wants that tower. They want that extra gold. They're still 2K ahead, and that tower that gold from that tower could be a little bit more. It's definitely some more items.
Yeah, and against All Authority, because they have the small kind of skirmish team, they definitely want to pursue pushing all these lanes. Nidalee able to take that tower top, but they have two split pushers. CLG has one, the Shen, to counter it out. But if against All Authority can aggressively push, maybe pull CLG out of position because they're going to have to defend all these lanes, then maybe we'll see a nice TF ult, a nice Nocturne ult, able to pick them out of position. But against All Authority, coming for the second tower extremely aggressively, and they should be able to get some nice damage on it, maybe even pick it up.
Well, Sona, Anivia, Lee Sin, they're all coming here trying to defend this tower. They will push them away. Tornado from Jano will dissuade them. And we still got a lot of people hovering around in this area. I mean, we may see a Baron attempt if the right team fight happens. If AAA can go in, maybe wipe out 2-3 members of CLG, they can go ahead and get that Baron easy. CLG content with just pushing down the mid once again. Hotshot, bot lane, his ult is up. He can join the team fight whenever he wants. And I have to say, there's some good ward coverage going on right now by Against All Authority. They got all their bases covered, some great offensive wards over by the blue buff.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, whether or not this hotshot split push is going to work out for CLG. It can stall against All Authority, and that's definitely what CLG wants right now, is to stall. But we actually see against All Authority in mass, all moving towards the spot lane to see if they can get an engage. There's actually the TF ultimate, so Hotshot uses his Ghost. It's going to be tough for them to chase him, so he should be able to get out of there. So
Hotshot trying to turn the tides. CV going down. They have a little bit of an idea of where AAA is, but Nocturnal going down in the mid, trying to shut down St. Vicious, not going to be able to get away. The Shen ult does come in, got that shield, but this tower is still up. They can't push quite as much as they usually should. But you know what? The health is low enough. They could go in, poke it down, but they're just going to go ahead, back off. Yellow is here to help save the day. CLG backing off once again.
Yeah, really, effective defensive play once again from CLG, but they do have map control now. They can come and take this dragon once again for their third dragon of the game. These dragons, the second dragon went completely uncontested. I think they will as well, but the pings going down from AAA around Baron area, but they see them in the mid now by the tower. They know they're not taking Baron, and they can go in from behind, see what they can do. St. Vicious not going to be able to get that Q off, but Stun getting N-rated in the back. Spear, just out of range. Yeah, and we see, CLG, they don't really want to have these engages yet. They want to stall it a little bit longer. They are getting great map control from all these pushes. Actually, we have the wall off going on to Anivia. There's the taunt with the flash cross. We do have the cleanse, but then Sona following up with the ultimate, and Yellow now being chased out by St. Vicious, so they will have a reset here, just, not allowing the fight once again. So many nail-biting team fights. Like, it's so very close. We have one kill. It's only one kill. There's one kill on the board 23 minutes in. It's just so incredibly close. Every single team fight. But you know what? Baron has been worried by AAA. CLG, they're thinking about it. Are they going to go for it? We have the Oracles on Sona. We're going to clear out that ward. Yes, Baron will be started. So AAA, they're in a scramble now. They got to see what they can do about this. If we can get another godlike steal from Linek, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be deadly for CLG, but Soaz is going to be able to get some nice poke in here. It will be tough for Against All Authority to engage. If CLG is able to take this Baron, that will really shut down a lot of what Against All Authority is trying to do. We do have the flash in, and CLG is able to keep it, but Moma a little bit out of position here. Can't flash out, actually ults, and now Linek getting some damage on the hot shot. We actually have the taunt there. The flash cross isn't going to hit, but there's the Ignite, able to pick up the kill. CLG with the Baron.
CLG secured the Baron. Against All Authority, they tried to get in there, they tried to snag it, but this time it wasn't like Baron, and it wasn't like Dragon earlier. They just could not get in what they needed. And unfortunately, Linek did get caught out, but I love that kick. I love that kick on the MoMA. It's like, yeah, you're not teleporting away. If you're going to be going out of this pit, I want to know exactly where you are. Couldn't get the kill, but you know what? They cleared the area. They got what they needed. They got their buff, and they're just going to go ahead and use it while they can.
Yeah, and because, you know, Against All Authority at this point in the game, they don't have the same fight control that CLG has. They have that poke team, but that Baron regen is just going to be too much to sustain, have sustained damage from Against All Authority on. So we'll see whether or not CLG is coming in for an aggressive push. They are, you know, coming up this mid lane. Shen's going to be going bot in the meantime. It'll be extremely difficult for Against All Authority to defend against this. Yellow
has to shift away just to be a little bit safe from the CLG push up here in mid. They got the buff. Wall goes down. Saintfish is trying to make something happen, but you know what? You got him to back off. CLG should be able to push this convincingly, get as much damage on the tower as they can. Saintfish is putting out those Qs just to see what damage you can get. And that spear, oof, double lift.
Yeah, and there's the concern with, you know, when you have this kind of engage poke comp, you're trying to, you know, pick people off early in the game. You're trying to get an advantage, and just any sort of lost fight, any lost Baron, really quickly, you know, puts you behind. So Linek going to be facing off with Hotshot here, going to chase him down a little bit, but you know, both of them have that global presence, so they can engage mid if a fight happens.
Ezreal ult is also a fantastic tool if you really want to clear a minion wave quick. In this case, you have the enemy team, they have Baron buff, they want to get their push, but that ult just pretty much clears out the entire wave. They have to wait for the next one, kill a little bit of time, but that ult is going to be down for quite a while. We got another like minute on that before it's back up.
Yeah, and Linek actually getting low on mana, running this lane against Hotshot. We are seeing that TF has, you know, great presence, being able to clear those creep waves, but CLG is going to be able to come in here, just slowly wear down this tower. Against All Authority doing a pretty good job stalling out this push, though.
Yep. And if you have the Baron buff, like the best you can do against a team that has Baron is just try and stall. They're doing a very good job. Baron buff is pretty much halfway done, more so than that. N-Rated getting stunned once again just from that max distance from Big Fat, but they're just waiting for waves, trying to push. But right now, Nocturne actually being caught out a little bit. Hotshot not going to be doing a whole bunch of that, but the tower in mid, second tier is about to go down, get the damage they need. That will fall. What will CLG do next? They have about 25% of the Baron buff duration left. So I think they're going to go ahead, they're going to steal the red, possibly wander top lane, but so as yellow, ult going in. Oh, almost saw it.
Yeah, Corky just barely able to pick that up. You know, that will provide yet again more fight control for CLG. And now Shen is split pushing bot, and Nocturne doesn't have enough range. They're actually trying to get in on Soaz here. There's the wall
right after the jump.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it, but just a little bit of damage on Demoma actually. So some nice harass there. If they can start wearing them down, you know, they can continue pushing. But the big threat is Hotshot GG in this bottom lane. They don't have, you know, the ults long enough to defend against that split push.
That was a perfect wall. Waited for the Nidalee jump to be over. It can pass through the wall, but you know, if it's on cooldown, you can't use it. But CLG split pushing as much as they can while they still have Baron. Hotshot going to be taunting away from yellow, but Baron is just about to expire. So now we're a little bit back even power-wise, so we'll have to see what CLG can do with this aggressive positioning.
Wow.
Double lift being chunked out once again by that spear. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's wow,
Whoa.
Another spear from Soaz.
If we get one more of those, one more money spear, that'd be amazing.
I was about to say, it'll be interesting to see what Against All Authority can try and pull off to, you know, get themselves back in this game. They do have that long-range harass now with the Baron down, but a ton of damage from Nidalee, able to chunk double lift there.
As I think Nidalee should be a priority target right now for CLG because she's pretty much the only thing keeping them from doing these split pushes. You just throw one spear. If it hits anyone squishy, they have to reconsider their push. You have to think about backing off possibly and move into another lane or capturing another objective. But Dragon should be coming up